Hey guys, welcome to the channel. So in this video, I'm going to be showing and testing out my new Dragy. So if you guys haven't seen these before, they basically are a satellite and GPS drag timer. You use an app in your phone, you mount this somewhere on the car or in the car, and it'll give you very, very accurate times of 0 to 60 miles an hour or 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. Eighth mile, quarter mile, all sorts of different readings that you can sort of add and change a few if you want to not read those certain things, but it's extremely accurate. There's plenty of videos where people have tested against their drag time slips and it is basically spot on. So yeah, I'll open it up. Now I have already taken it out of the box, tested it and charged it up and everything. So, but that right there is the actual unit itself. So as you can see, it is tiny. Compare it to my phone. So yeah, it is really small, and it's actually magnetic on the back. So that's a magnetic mount for a phone. You can see it sticks, designed so that you can stick it to your car. My car has an aluminium bonnet or hood, roof, front guards or fenders, and then the boot is carbon. So there's not a lot of spots I can stick it to my car, but what I did find is I can stick it to my windscreen wipers or the top of the doors, and it fits really well. So right there, you can see that is sticking and it is quite solid. So that's not really going anywhere. So that's probably where I'm going to mount it. But it does also come with, in the box, got the instructions, charging cord, but you also get two 3M magnetic mounts. So you could stick this to your dash on the top, and then that will stick to it. So yeah, really tiny, not much to it. So basically what you do, I'll just open my phone up. So you download this app, which is obviously the Dragy app. And I've already obviously set this up and everything, played around with it, make sure it works. So then all you do, open it. I've already connected mine, but you just connect, enable Bluetooth, and there you see that is now connected up. The lights come on, so it's on, and then it's going to search for satellites, and I believe it has to have a decent connection for it to be considered accurate. And yeah, while it does that, once that's connected, then you just turn your app back on, press connect, it'll connect to the Dragy, and then you're ready to go. So yeah, then we would just press go. I've got low satellite still, so it's still searching. But yeah, I had it working fine in here before, so I'm not sure why it's wanting to do that while I'm trying to film. But yeah, basically that's how it works. What I'm going to do is, like I said, stick it to my windscreen. And then the other thing it does is when you connect the phone app, you actually use, I need the satellites to work to show you guys. Okay, so I ended up having to put the Dragy on the car, so it's out of the garage, so it'll actually pick up the satellites, I guess. So it says ready. So if we tap this little camera icon at the top of the screen, so you can see it opens the camera and you can actually record. So by obviously pressing the record button, and then when you take off, it's going to actually have all your info come up on the screen. So whatever you're sort of trying to record, so you can see it's got 0 miles an hour. And it is recording. So this will be sitting in the car, or you could have someone in the car holding it and filming, but yes, we'll stop that recording there. And yeah, well, you can see it saves the video. So you can then save that to your phone and upload it, do whatever you want. It also records the info, so you can go to leaderboard and it has people's times that they've recorded, and it'll tell you whether it's valid or not. So if you're going down a hill, it's going to mark it as invalid. So yeah, that's how it basically works. So what I'll be doing is, I've got this old phone mount that I used to use, which has stuck itself to my table here. But yeah, this I'm going to put in the glove in the windscreen, sit my phone on it, that way I can record outside the car. And yeah, what I want to do is I want to go out in this car tonight once it's a bit later, get the car warm and do some 0 to 60 mile an hours. I don't think I'm going to do a quarter mile, but I mean, if I find a long enough road, maybe I will. But yeah, I want to see, because what I have in the car at the moment is a PowerTune digital dash, and that actually has a like drag racing mode on it. And I've done some 0 to 100 launches on that, and I got a 3.299 as my best. So I don't know if that's accurate. It's reading off GPS, but I don't know how accurate it is, whereas I know that this Dragy will be. So I'm going to compare the two. So I will put the GoPro on my head tonight when I go for a drive, and yeah, I'll sort of show both working. All right guys, well, it is a few hours later at night, 10 to 10 actually. So I've just taken the car for a bit of a drive. I'm letting it warm up at the moment. My transmission is now at 60 degrees. So yeah, I can start doing a few pulls and get it warmed up a bit. So all right guys, well, car is warmed up. Dragy's set up, everything's ready to go. So we'll go ahead and press start on the dash. Press record on the Dragy, so should be good to go. So here it is, we're in manual mode. All right, let's do it. That felt quick. Let's just check what that one was. 3.167 on the dash. So that's a new record for the dash. So that was faster than my previous attempts. It is definitely colder at the moment. So yeah, I had to get on the brakes pretty hard there because I did go for a little bit too long probably. Let's pull over. I'm gonna grab the phone. You guys have already seen on the screen, I guess. I'll play it. I'll stop recording. Oh, there we go. Okay, so for 0 to 60 miles an hour is 3.45. So this is obviously way off, being 3.167. So yeah, my 0 to 60 miles an hour is 3.45. Obviously I backed off well before a quarter mile, which did 18.56 seconds. And what else have we got? 0 to 30 miles an hour was 1.55. I didn't have that ticked, it looks like. I don't know what that ticking means. 8th mile was 7.41. Not sure if I backed off before then. On the dash, it says my 8th mile was 7.523. So yeah, it's a little bit off on this, obviously. So we're not going to consider this accurate anymore. So my actual time is a 3.45. So not as fast as I kind of thought it was and hoped, I guess. But yeah, there we go. That's pretty cool. So we know this works. If I could find a long, safe bit of road, I could do the quarter mile. But yeah, maybe don't want to push that, I guess. So we won't use the dash this time at all. So we'll record that. I think I got the shifts a little bit better on that one. So we will quickly pull over again, see how we did. So I'll stop recording that, grab the phone. So that one 3.41. So I think that's the new best. Not sure which one is which, to be honest. Just trying to find, I don't know which. Yeah, okay. I'm trying to work out how to use this. 0 to 60, 3.41. Yeah, so 3.41 is now my best. and we did the quarter mile, the eighth mile in 7.43, whereas before we did it in 7.41, so slower there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Now what I need to do is get out of this area where I've been doing this, let my brakes and car cool down a bit. All right, so it's the next day, and as you know, we went out last night and did a couple of launches. Yeah, car did well. It didn't get as fast as what my digital dash had said, so I know that that is not accurate. It's close, but it's not accurate, whereas this was. So now I know what my real time is, and I know I can actually do better. So I'm gonna try it again a few more times, I think, but for now, let's go over the results. So I've got my phone. What I'll do is I'll screen record rather than sort of try and film the phone. Might be easier. So yeah, I've got that in my hand. I'll go through it at the same time that I'm showing you guys. So I have actually uploaded my times, but what you can do is go to me on the phone in the app, go to history, and it'll tell me the times that I've got. So I've got 2 runs for 0 to 60 miles an hour. I deleted all the old ones. One, as you can see, is marked as invalid, which is my faster run, which is kind of annoying because that's obviously the faster one, and if I had that, I'd be higher up on the leaderboards. And then I've got uploaded the one that is marked as valid that you can see. So yeah, we did, the valid one is a 3.45 seconds, 0 to 60. And we also did some 8th mile, which I actually did back off. So if we watch the footage back, you can see that I actually had to let go of the accelerator before I hit that 8th mile mark. So I know that this car's actually got more in it. I know it'll actually make a pretty good quarter mile time too, basing it off that and comparing it to other people's drag times. So yeah, you can see the two, I've uploaded one of them, so I can still share the other one, but I've uploaded the faster one, which was 7.41, and that is valid. So that 7.41 did a 60 foot of 1.83, and it was a 7.41 8th mile at 93.38 miles an hour. So it actually backed off at around the 90 mark, 89 to 90 is where I let go of the accelerator. So yeah, I know it's got more in it, and that is a valid. So what we'll do, I don't know how to look at for 8th mile and stuff. It's probably an easy way, but I'm still looking at how to use this. So go to leaderboard, and I've added Mitsubishi, which wasn't actually there. So you can see I'm now on there. I'm actually, well, I'm coming equal first, I guess, for this month. But if we go to history, that's going to be all Mitsubishis. So yeah, obviously we're not the most fast on there, so we're number 46 out of everyone, I guess, which is actually pretty quick. But what we'll do is we'll change the year to 2008 and up, so we know it's just Evo 10s and Rally Arts. So we're getting rid of all the older Evos, and which is going to be a lot of the drag Evos, I guess. So if we put it into that, as you can see, the car is now coming 9th at 3.45. So next above me is 3.44, then 3.43, and 3.41 is 6th. So I actually got the 3.41 that you guys saw, but it was marked as invalid. So that kind of sucks. I know that I could actually do better again. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I wanna try and get 3.40, which will be equal 5th with someone in Perth, Western Australia. And his is a GSR, and actually click on their profile, it'll tell you what mods they have. So this guy has downpipe, Tomei, 3.5 inch MAP intake, an ATP GTX 3076R turbo, and yeah, running RS3 tires, and he did 3.4 flat. So yeah, that's what I'd like to get. So that's pretty cool that I can actually see that, you know, the progress. So my first time out, I did the 3.41, which would have put me in equal 6th, I guess. But because that one wasn't valid, I'm in 9th at 3.45. And the next person above me in 10th is a 3.55. So I'm pretty safe in that 9th spot for now. And yeah, I mean, for quarter mile I didn't do, but you can click down the bottom of the screen for quarter mile, and yeah, it'll take a minute to load. So first is a 10.29. So comparing it, so that one that which is an Evo 10 SST Toxic, the username was, looks like they're in Athens, Greece, I think that is. So they did a 10.94 with their 6th place for the 0 to 100. They actually ran a 10.94, which is also 6th place for quarter mile, which is crazy. I know my car's not going to be a 10, but I'm hoping to get into the sort of mid 11s, which will put me in about the 14th to 15th, or yeah, I'd like to aim for 14th spot. So yeah, that would be cool. And then 8th mile, I haven't actually checked this to see where I sat there, but the 8th mile I'm in 7th. So yeah, I could do slightly better on that one as well. Looks like I could probably get that. I'm in 7th, but I'm actually equal to the person in 6th. So I don't think I'll get into 5th, which is 7.36, but who knows? We'll see how we're doing to actually hold the power down all the way past the 8th mile. So yeah, we'll close the phone off there. So that's what it did. That's how it works. So it's $220 Australian, really good buy. And it was a lot of fun to use. I now need to take my car to the drag strip, and I'll also use the Dragy there as well, but I really want to get a good time, because after seeing that and then looking at some of the other 8th mile and 0 to 100 and my 60 foot, comparing that to some really fast cars, I know that if I just keep into it in this car and go all the way down to the quarter mile, I think it's going to be pretty quick. I think it's going to actually surprise a few people for a under 400 wheel horsepower Evo 10 with the SST transmission. So yeah, if you guys want to see more videos using the Dragy, then definitely let me know down below, because I'm pretty keen to make more. That was a lot of fun, I got to say. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That's going to be it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed the clips, and with all that said, until next time, I will catch you guys later.